Merry meet, Annie here. I was about to record a video on the season of Imbolc and what it means to me, and I thought before I go there, let me talk a little bit about what the seasons mean to me. And I thought I'd share that because we all have very different experiences here on YouTube. And some of us celebrate the seasonal holidays and some of us do not. And even if we celebrate them, we don't necessarily celebrate them the same way. So I thought I'd share a little bit about what they mean to me, what all of them mean to me. Now, in my early training, we only celebrated the cross quarters. And I think it was like, I'll say the first 10 years of my practicing as a Wiccan that I had no notion of celebrating the solstices or the equinoxes. We only celebrated the cross-quarter days. And I know that some of that was Celtic influence, although we were not in any way reconstructing Celtic specific holidays. But it's just how it came to us. And those cross-quarter days, probably because they tied in more naturally to the old planting seasons and the flow of the seasons, the flow of time that we were mimicking in a more modern world, that the solstices and the equinoxes just didn't enter into the picture. They started entering into the picture, I guess I was probably about 30, and groups started using them on the mid-Atlantic coast, this area specifically, because that's my experience. I don't know what they were doing elsewhere, but here we started using the solstices and the equinoxes as gatherings, as really a gathering of the tribes, because we were pretty scattered and far between, and our business was not each other's business, but we would come together a few times a year to celebrate and just be with each other. It was kind of like the early version of what we do now on the internet and public festivals that we have now, and ways to get together with others. But the cross quarters were special, and they were held to our home coven, and to this day they have the deepest meaning for me. Now I celebrate all 8, but the 4 are the ones that, they're my personal spiritual hinge points. I call them my sacred pauses in the turning of the year, where I will very specifically stop and pay attention. Now the year to me is divided into 4 movements, and these tides are connected to the 4 cross-quarter days, as I was originally taught the value of the season and the holiday which celebrated the season. So aligned to the particular Sabbat. And that would be the seasons of foundation, beginning with Samhain, individuation, beginning with Imbolc, dedication, beginning at Beltane, and devotion, beginning at Lunasa. That was how, and is to this day, how the flow of my year, and therefore the flow of all my years, equaling my life so far, has gone. Now these teachings go back to my first teachers, none of whom are alive anymore. They're all they're pretty much long gone at this point. And when I pause on these 4 cross-quarter days, I can feel their presence with me so much. It's something to cherish and something I look forward to. Now, when the 4 new holidays to my mind entered the picture, I welcomed them. Now my own circle nowadays, I would call it a moon circle. We don't celebrate the holidays on a regular basis. And we're definitely moon people, but not necessarily people of the Sabbats. So I, like many of you, I celebrate the 8 as a solo practitioner. I hold close what the holidays have come to mean to me, and I weave my life around them. Every holiday to me, as it was taught to me by my first elders, and those who are very much still the greatest influence on my life, all of the holidays were taught to us with 3-fold meaning. We were taught the mythology of the god and the goddess of the Wicca and what they represented at the turning of the wheel, what they could teach us, and the part of us which was actually mirroring them, that was them at these turnings, these 4 turnings of the year. We were also told to know our land well, to know nature well during each of its seasons, to know each season uniquely for its own power and what it could teach us and how it could inspire us. Now, I have been lucky in my life. I live someplace where the seasons are quartered perfectly. So I get a wonderful balance of winter and spring and summer and fall. It's not that much of a challenge for me to know the land and the season well and take from it truly sustenance, truly being of the land and knowing it intimately, how it shifts and changes, and letting my animal self respond to that. And the third teaching of each holiday was what the holiday meant, let's say at a level of the psyche. If we think of first there's the teachings and the inspiration of our gods, and then there is the example of the living earth, and then there is, in a sense, what we make of it. Taking the lessons and applying them and living the wheel. So there you have what the Sabbats mean to me. There are 4, Samhain, Imbolc, Beltane, and Lughnasadh, which are the deepest sacred pauses, the moments, the hinge moments of the year, when something was something and becomes something else. That's how it is for me. There are, to me, the solstices and the equinoxes, and there have been for, I guess, 20 years or so. I've been celebrating all 8 holidays. Now, these experiences of the holidays are going to be out of what I was taught of them, but they're also going to be what they have become and are continually becoming as the repeating pattern of the years just goes over and over and over again in my life. In some ways, you know what to anticipate with each turning of the wheel. Then again, one of our greatest lessons is we can indeed never truly know what each turn is going to reveal to us. So there's a little something about what the Sabbats mean to this witch. I wish you mirth and reverence. Merry part.